episode 9 of the Q&A series. It is the second week of the CrossFit Open, so if you're participating, I hope weeks 1 and 2 went really well for you and you're getting really excited for the next 3 weeks. It's a long 5 weeks, so hang in there. If you need any help with your nutrition, come to Working Against Gravity. We'd be more than happy to help you to make sure that the rest of your open season, and if the off season for you starts after the open, it's the best off season you've ever had in terms of your nutrition. Today, we're going to be answering some common questions that we hear when people ask about nutrition. I just want to start off by saying first and foremost that the daily fluctuations on the scale have no bearing on your long-term progress. There's so many different reasons that your weight can fluctuate from day to day. Could be you ate a bunch of carbs yesterday, could be you had a really hard workout, a workout that you don't usually do. So for example, if you ran a marathon yesterday and that's not something you usually do, you could see a weight fluctuation in the scale. Maybe you drank a bunch of alcohol yesterday, you were eating out at restaurants more, it's your time of the month if you're a female and you're going through your menstrual cycle, you had more sodium yesterday, you drank extra water, not enough water, it was hotter, it was colder. There's so many different reasons why the scale can fluctuate from day to day. So I would ask you, instead of looking at your daily weight fluctuations, try and look for trends over time. Look at the average of your weight this week compared to the average of your weight next week, and if it's moving in the direction that you want to, then you're definitely on the right track. I think that it should be a mix of two things. So if you only have outcome-based goals, like I wanna have a six-pack, or I wanna win the CrossFit Games, or I want to achieve this one thing, then it's gonna be unlikely that you're actually going to achieve your goals. You have to have a mix of outcome goals as well as process goals. The outcome goal is super motivating. You want to have a six-pack, you want to win that competition. It's going to keep you motivated day to day, but process goals is going to help you be successful. And those are small goals along the way to the outcome goal that you have to accomplish every single day, could be every single week. And that might be, if my goal is to get a six-pack, to be on top of my nutrition every day, to be well hydrated. Little goals along the way that can help you achieve the big goal. So small steps equal big steps in the end. The last thing that's really important to keep in mind is that outcome goals are great and the final product is always really motivating and exciting, but it's never going to be the end. Nutrition is a lifelong journey. So once you accomplish that one outcome goal, you might want to set a new one. This is going to change throughout your entire life. So just never get too hung up on one specific thing, which is a little bit outside of your control. Whether you have abs, whether you win some competition, those are outside of your control. So try and focus on things that are inside your control, which you're going to be able to have the biggest effect on. Stress can definitely affect your progress. Not only to mention physiologically, you're increasing cortisol in your body, it can increase water retention and make your body look different, as well as create fluctuations on the scale, but it also makes it a lot harder to be on track with your nutrition. Sometimes, especially if you're a beginner, this takes a lot of energy. So if stress is really getting to you, it's gonna be a lot harder to be on track and in a routine. Managing your stress is gonna be different for absolutely everybody. What works for you might not work for me, and there's a million different types of stress management tips out there. Do a quick Google search for some stress management tips and see what works for you. My favorite stress management tip is always going to be something rejuvenating. So taking some time for myself. Just like when you're on an airplane, it's important to put your oxygen mask on first before you put on someone else's. You gotta take care of yourself before you can take care of others. So for me, that looks like reading a book, taking a bath, going on a run or a hiking trip with my husband, spending some time with my puppy, or doing something completely unplugged from technology, and that really helps me manage my stress. This is how I reduce stress. I hope you have someone that you can cuddle and reduce your stress.